Yo, what's going on, everyone? So in this video, it's going to be nothing crazy, nothing complex, but it's so important to wrap your head around what I'm going to talk about in this video because I think this is going to be a trend moving through 2024 and onwards that we only see more and more and more of. And it's going to be really important to like just understand what this means for you and how you can utilize this in your workflows. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about interacting with ChatGPT in a conversational way that will lead to like greater success in your business and also force you to think for yourself more. So right now, um, we interact with ChatGPT more than ever. The user count just keeps growing day by day. More people every day are starting to like know what it is. A bunch of people are like blissfully unaware of what it even is or that they can get a lot of value from it in the first place because there is a learning gap there, right? You have to actually put yourself out there and be motivated to like learn what it does and how it can help you. And a lot of people aren't willing to do that. So as we see more people adopt it, we're going to see more people be like not the best at prompting, right? Because there's going to be more beginners, so people are going to need more assistance with prompting and actually guidance on how to get the most out of their language model that they choose. So I want to talk about something that I think will be extremely relevant moving forward, which is just conversational awareness of the models that you're using. So right now, people interact with any large language model like help me with my help me with my email deliverability. And generally you'll get these lists like it's outputting right now. So these are all things that you should look at and like are valid answers, right? And for a lot of people they just stop here and this is okay for them, but I want to show you a way that you can just get a lot more out of it and use it to your advantage, and it'll also force you to think more, which is like really important. So you'll see in a second what I mean. So like it's still going. It's just this list, right? It's like when you get a big email that's just like a paragraph. You're like, I don't really want to read it. Like, okay, verify emails. I know. So again, this is fine, but there's a better way to interact with it. So if we start a new conversation here, and we go to my AI resource bundle. So I've made these business specific prompts using the role. We all know giving it a role increases output quality by like 15-20%. But in this case, we're going to give it a task, specific actionable details that we want it to execute on, context, some examples. Examples are extremely key as well. That increases output by, I think, over 30%. Then we have some notes, final things to keep in mind. And then we have this last little bit that's very important. So after reading all of my parameters and requirements, take on the given persona and partake in a conversational analysis of my business, because these are all business related. Ask me questions that will help you gain insights, but make sure to only ask one question at a time. Because if we don't add that, it'll ask us like 10 questions, and then we're stuck in that loop of like all this garbage to deal with, and we don't really want to deal with any of it. So we want it to talk to us as if we've paid it and it's like an analyst and it's an expert in whatever we prompt it to be, because they aren't going to ask us 9 questions because we're only going to remember the first two. It's going to be one at a time and it's going to be simple. So we have a few in here. So let's go enhancing customer retention. Nice. Innovating with data-driven product development. So we'll just copy this whole thing here and we'll throw it into GPT. And let's see what we get out of this. So that's good. It knows its role. It's saying as a product innovation strategist. So that's good. It knows what it's supposed to do. Before proceeding, could you provide me with a bit more detail about the types of customer data your company currently collects? We collect email and phone. That's it right now. Understanding the scope and granularity. Okay, let's see what it says just from that. Nice. So it knows that we're just starting out. We have a foundational starting point. It understands that we're looking to build a system. and it's thinking from first principles for the most part, which is super important. Would it be beneficial to start incorporating more specific data collection methods? Yes, it would be. I've been stalling on this for a while now. So it's just one by one, it's conversational, it's something that people can wrap their heads around, and also it forces you to think more. So as the business owner, a lot of people just expect ChatGPT, or not necessarily the business owner, but like as just the end user of ChatGPT, we expect it to like somehow know everything we're thinking, and we expect it to output the perfect answer and format it the way we want, but it doesn't have context. Like it's going into this completely blind, so we have to outline essentially, like we have to give it a rule book. Do this, don't do this, and then we have to provide it insight so that it can actually do its job correctly. A lot of people get turned off from it because they prompt it poorly and then it gives them a shit answer, and it's like, well, obviously, like you did a terrible job prompting it. Like you got to help it out a little bit. So this way it forces you to also dig deeper into like what's happening in your business in this context. Why am I doing the things I'm doing? Should I change my strategy? And you're not just getting this copy and paste answer from ChatGPT. It's almost like the Socratic method where it asks you questions and questions and questions until you eventually get to the answer yourself. But it helps more than that. So it's a really good middle ground, I think. So implementing more detailed data collection methods can significantly enhance your understanding. Would you like recommendations on which specific types of data? Or do you prefer to discuss the tools and techniques that can help you efficiently gather? Let's do both. So I'm like not even doing a great job actually talking to it. Ideally, you put like a much longer sentence or paragraph in here. But let's see what we get just from putting let's do both. So now we do get the list. We circle back to the list, which is okay though, because it's much more fine tuned to what we actually need based on the data it's collected about our use case. Purchase history, feedback, yeah, all valid things. But you'll notice after it outputs the list, it doesn't just say, here you go. It asks another question. Would you like to explore how to implement any of these? So as you can see, it just goes on and on and on, and you can either cut it there, or you can ask it specific questions about each suggestion it's giving, or you can just keep going. You just keep asking it questions. So that's really it. I just wanted to kind of highlight putting an emphasis on this conversational way of interacting with models that we're only going to see more of moving forward. It's going to be one of the biggest trends this year, moving into next year, probably even the year after that. So it's good to get a grasp on it now and good to get a handle on it. And it's just something that's going to be very valuable to know, right? Prompt engineering. That's what it's all about. So anyway, that's the video. Um, Kind of just posted this or like made this because I was like, oh, I should make a video. I know I should, but I don't really know what it should be on. But then I was updating my library anyway of my tools and resources here. And I was like, oh, okay, I should probably just talk about that. But anyway, hope you enjoyed. We'll catch you in the next one.